Hello and welcome. I'm Connie Douglas from Great Stamping. You can find me at greatstampingwithconnie.com. And this is Monday nights. That's fancy. Tonight we have a color challenge. If you were with me last week, you may recall that I asked you to give me 3 colors, and those would be the colors that we would use tonight. So that's what we're going to do. So if you are joining me, hop on, give me a Heidi ho, and we will get ready and get going here in just a moment or two. So it is Monday, and it was a beautiful day today. Not too cold. Sun was out, at least for the morning around here. It did sort of cloud over, but anyway, it was a lovely day. So hello, Donna. Welcome. So glad you could join us today. So we are getting ready for the color challenge. Last week when everyone was suggesting colors, it was sort of like, oh, those are interesting colors. They're not colors that I would think to put together. But hey, I'm up for the challenge. Heidi ho, Lorna. Yes, give me a Heidi ho, and there you did. You gave me a Heidi ho. So Lorna, I did reply to your email. I am so far behind. Oh my gosh. I kept thinking I can do this. I can work 4 days a week and do everything else that I was doing and still run what I'm trying to make into a full-time business. I'm working it like a full-time business. But I just fell terribly behind in the month of January. So hello, Sarah, welcome. So I have cut back my hours on the ski hill, but it's going to take me a couple of weeks to sort of get caught up with where I like to be. So anyway, no, you have not missed the class. Normally the deadline for my class to go would be, about tomorrow, but I haven't even posted pictures of it. I have put it in my schedule and I've said it's coming and I've told you what we're using and all the rest of it, but I haven't actually put the flyer out for the class yet. So bad on me, but I'm trying to work on it. And it's not a good excuse, but my computer is so slow. It really doesn't help the situation, but it's coming. I promise it's coming. Anyway, I am going to cut kits on Wednesday, regardless of whether people have signed up or not, so that I can get them in the mail instantly as people register or tell me that they're coming. So anyway, fingers crossed it'll all work out. So let me just turn this down. I'm glad you came back, Sarah, since you were part of I didn't have me highlighted before. I'm not sure what you guys were looking at. Anyway, hopefully you could see my face. I don't know what you could see. Yeah, I forgot to do that. Anyway, here we go. Color challenge. So last week, we suggested pale papaya, gorgeous grape, and real red. As I say, not a color combination I necessarily would have gone to the cabinet and pulled out. But you know what? Having a little play with them during the week, I really like them. They really kind of work well together. So I didn't actually make any cards, but I have 3 cards in my brain, kind of prepped, at least the beginnings of some ideas. So let's play with these colors. So I don't know whether anybody else pulled some stuff out in these colors, but if you pulled them out and you're crafting along, that's awesome. Let's see what we get and where we go with this. So for the first card, I was thinking real red card base. Just happened to be, sorry, that's a big long message. I need some glasses. Just happened to be when my dog insisted I leave my craft room and move to the couch. Opened up the iPad. Perfect time. Oh, Sarah, yes. Well, I did send your dog a message earlier, and I asked him to remind you, however he did that, beg for food or treats or, pull on your shirt, whatever. I left that up to him. but here you are, and that's awesome. Okay, so Real Red card base for this one. I am just going to fold it in half. Standard card base, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. There we go. And then I did a layer, and it is die cut with the greenery die. Don't know, I think I showed this very briefly once. I'm just going to grab it, actually. I got this recently because another demonstrator was talking about dies and stuff. She said, and you have to have this. If you don't have this, you have to buy it. Put this on your next order. Just order this. Just do it. So I did it. And she was right. So it's one single plate is what you get in the die. And the die cut is actually these little itty bitty holes that create this pattern. So it's kind of like it's embossed, but it's not. It's flat on the top. But you've got these little dots, but the pattern really shows up, and it's a lovely pattern, but it's kind of subtle. So yeah. Anyway, I really like it. So if you don't have this in your stash, you need to get this. Put this on your next order. There you go. Sarah's dog just jumped on you and the chair and insists that you move, just so she can sit on you. Well, that's kind of what pets do, isn't it? Okay, so I got that ready. And then I pulled out the poppy dies that I haven't used for a long, long time. And poppies are usually red, but tonight they're pale papaya and gorgeous grape. So, and I haven't used these for a while, which is why I pulled them out. I was also looking for sort of a 2-layer die that I could use 2 of the assigned colors for. But because I hadn't used them for a while, I forgot that these were quite slim, and I really should have put adhesive sheets on the back, but I didn't. So guess what? Here we go with the liquid glue and the hoping for the best. And actually, maybe I'll do it this way tonight. I'm going to bring in my silicone sheet. I'm going to put some glue onto here. We talked about this recently. I use these makeup sponges, and I need to remember to look for some more of these when I go to the dollar store, because I just about out of them. Donna mentioned that she uses a sponge dauber. You can use any kind of sponge, so anything that you like, and you just pick up some of the glue with your sponge, and then you just sponge it on here. You do want to hold it fairly tight so that it doesn't move around, because as you can see, I have glue on my silicone mat, so you don't want to be moving this around in that too much. But it does get very sticky very fast. So we'll see if we can get this on here. And when you do it this way, even though you are using the liquid glue, you do not get that moment of wiggle time. So you kind of want to lay it down on the edge and work it across so that it goes on where you want it. But that's super easy. That's super sticky. That is completely stuck. So it is a very effective way of getting glue onto things. And this one I could actually put some glue in the middle, but since I'm doing the sponge around the edges, we'll just coat the middle with that as well. Just a little bit down here. Now, here's the next tricky part, because this has a right and a wrong way. It goes on. See how sticky that is? It's not quite as bad as crazy glue, but almost, apparently. Tuck that under, and I think we are going this way. Yes. There we go. Just get that everywhere. There we go. And a little extra. Everybody knows how sticky the green glue is. Sarah was just going to suggest that we use a sponge. There you go. It's not my idea. I did not invent it, but it's a good one. And we share it whenever we can. Okay, so now that we have these things, this was as far as I got. And I kind of think I forgot to even get a piece for a sentiment. And I don't have any greenery for leaves, so I'm not sure how this is going to look, but what do we think? But I do like the colors together. Don't you love those colors together? Like, I don't know. It really works. When you guys suggested it last week, I was a little hesitant. I thought perhaps you were, setting me up for the big fall or something, but I don't know. I do like it. So I'm wondering if maybe just one. Let me do a sentiment, and I don't know what we want for sentiment, but I'm thinking maybe right on the pale papaya, and we can stamp it with gorgeous grape. And I don't know what we want. I pulled out a few stamp sets, including one of my current faves, Special Moments, the Celebration set. It's got this nice big happy birthday, but I really do need to make some of these just because I don't have a lot around right now. So maybe we will opt for the sympathy. Sympathy cards are something that you always want to have some around, and they're also the kind of cards that I know people come to me sort of with an urgent need. Do you have any sympathy cards? I need a sympathy card. So always good to have a few on hand. And get the gorgeous grape going. I'm going to use that one or not. And didn't pull out anything to punch this, but might be headed towards a tailored tag punch. So I'm just going to put this in a place where I have enough room to punch it, because I'm thinking a punched sentiment would work well. There we go. It's my chamois. Get this closed up so nobody leans in it. Nobody me. I didn't think you were going to lean in it out there on TV land. Now I feel like romper room or something. Okay. What do you think? Tailored tag, I'm thinking. Just gonna grab that. I'd use the double oval, but I don't think it will fit. I think it's way too large for that. So I do believe, actually, I'm not positive it'll fit in tailored tag. Let's see. Oh, yes. Okay, so there we go. We're gonna go with tailored tag, because it is kind of my go-to, isn't it? It just is such a nice, it fits so many sentiments, and it gives a nice little border around it, but not too much. Plus it's a punch, so it's quick and easy. And we'll frame it with some purple since it is going on to red. Standard, I'm getting a little standard in my behavior here, aren't I? We need the next annual catalog. We need a new sort of generic shaped punch that can be my new go-to for sentiments, just so I can change stuff up a little bit for you. A bit there, there. And oops, down. There we go. I don't remember if I mentioned last week or not, but there's a couple new stamp sets coming out or out. One of them I will use tonight. I didn't get that even. I'm trying to decide whether I can live with it or whether I need to trim it. I think I might make this just a little smaller. I think that might be how we solve this situation. There we go. If it doesn't work the first time, just trim it till it does fit. Okay, so now what do we think? Flat or popped? We'll do this flat. We'll do everything else popped up. This, by the way, is still the same tape runner that I was talking about. That, you know, I can see the red. It's obviously very clear, and there are a lot of layers on the roll, but you can still see down through it to see the red, because this guy has been going on for a while, and I've been thinking that it was going to run out at any moment. But I have my backup ready, so all good. So what do we think? Something just sort of like that, popped up. Does that work? It kind of works, doesn't it? You know, the red is so deep and beautiful, and I think it's sort of the gorgeous grape that makes it look that way. So it seems more red than when we put it with green for Christmas cards. Or maybe it's just how my eyes are seeing things tonight. But that's how it seems to look to me. I see a lot of purple here. Since it might actually be a little bit bigger than the bottom die, I'm not sure, but anyway, all good. Sticky stuff. No. And a couple more here. Stick it down. Now I better place these on here so I can make sure everything fits before I start pulling stuff apart. Do we need ribbon on here? Hope we didn't need ribbon on that earlier row. Maybe not. There's kind of a lot going on. I think I'm going to skip ribbon. Might have to. Oh, I forgot to pull out gems. I pulled out ribbon because I do have that planned for one of the cards, but how could I forget to pull out gems? So I'm seriously thinking about changing up how I do my blog posts. I do blog posts 3 times a week, and I don't know that they're effective. I don't know that they give you what you want. I don't know that they're inspiring you ladies. So if anybody has any thoughts, if you follow my blog, if you read my blog posts, let me know. Do you like them? Do you hate them? Are they okay? Is there something you would rather see? And be honest, because I'm thinking about changing it, but I want to make it something that you guys would like. So I am open to any and all suggestions. Okay, so I was thinking clear rhinestones would be what would go on here, but we also have pearls. Pearls could be nice. And then we have these, oh, look, we have these gems sticking to my fingers. We have these polished dots. And I suppose I could use the genial gems too, because they are pale papaya. But let's see what we have with these polished dots. They are sort of milky. Yeah, I'm not sure they will do anything. I think I like either the white of the pearl or the clear of the pearls. You think pearls, Lorna? I'm kind of with you. I think so. I think the pearls would be nicer than the rhinestones, wouldn't they? The rhinestones would work, but I do like the pearls. Okay, we're going with pearls on this one. Let's get this out. And what do we have here? We have 3 sizes of pearls. So we'll just plunk some around any old wear on the card. There we go. Anyway, it's a sympathy card, but the colors are, I like them together. So there's card number 1. Move these to the side for a moment. And then, so then I decided to play with another one of my truly new favorite dies, these hexagons. Oh my goodness, that we played with last week. I love these. They are fun. They are fun indeed. And when I can get caught up a little bit more, I am going to spend some time working on some scrapbook layouts. Thanks, Donna. Lorna, glad you ladies like the card. So this is, oh, you can't see that too well, can you? Oh, the light is terrible. It's really washing that out. Where can I get it? Can you see? Okay, there is a pattern on this, and it is pale papaya. It is as pale papaya as card base. I don't know why it looks so much lighter and whiter and washed out. And but it does have it does have more color than it seems to on the camera there. But this is from the 6x6 designer series packs that come in everything. They come in the neutrals, the brights, the subtles. This is from the in colors. So you get all of the in colors. And these are the in colors that are retiring, I think. So anyway, there's our piece of cardstock. And then I was thinking, I just cut 2 of the pale papaya, and then I cut a bigger one in case I wanted a big one for the middle. But my thought was that I would do these in a circle, just alternating these colors together. And I'm not actually positive. I made the circle. I didn't actually do it on the designer series paper to see if it would fit. So I guess we're going to find out now. I think I need to move it over a little bit, but it will fit. Yes, it will fit. I just need to bring it over a little bit. So I suppose if I get this centered, so this piece is 4 by 5 1/4. So at 4 inches, 8, I should be over to 6 and out to 10. Yes, okay. And then we have, so then this is the middle, and I could put this one down in the middle. And if I eyeball it, it should be not too bad, hopefully. And maybe right in the middle. So then I need to center it this way too. Love this grid paper, but it's a whole lot of math for my tired brain. Okay, 5 1/4, so that's 2 1/2 plus 1/8, which isn't really marked on here. So 2 1/2, got to get, hold on, I can't see all the way out to the edge for where I am. So I'm going to bring in another ruler. There we go, 2 1/2. So this needs to go up a little bit. 2 1/2 plus 1/8. 2 1/2 plus 1/8. Plus 2 1/2. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. Okay. I'm counting little notches here. There. Okay. Nobody breathe, nobody touch this. It's right in the middle. Now I just have to get it glued down and keep it that way, don't I? That will be tonight's tricky test. Okay, I am going to use some liquid glue here. Not that I will be able to move these by the time I get them all on, because you don't have that much wiggle time, but I'm going to see if, oh no, where's my middle? Whoops. So the middle, I need these guys here. So this guy needs to be in the middle about this high. Hope I've calculated all that right. If not, we're just going to say it's a handmade card. I think it's close, and it's going to be close enough, because by now that will be stuck. So now you just build it, and you can do these. I'm doing these touching each other. You can do them with a little gap in between, which can look really neat. Whatever you want. I don't think I have room for a gap on a piece of cardstock this size. I would have had to make my hexagons a different size. So besides, if they're touching, then I have borders to work up against. Makes life a little bit easier. You could do something like this, and then you could emboss the whole thing with the Hive embossing folder if you wanted. And then that way you'd have hexagons and beehive stuff. So it would be super coordinated. Now, this is the test, right? Will they connect? If they don't, I'm getting out a purple marker and I'm just going to color the gap. Ooh, they don't quite connect. Okay, so, but look, I can still kind of move this guy. Can I get him up? Oh, look at that. This guy is not going to move though. They're getting pretty stuck. But just a little, I just need a little bit of wiggle. Okay, it's pretty close. It's not bad. That's not bad. There we go. How are we for spacing? We've got 1, not quite 2. Okay, so we have less here than there. So now I have a choice. Which way do we want it? More at the top, more at the bottom. But you know, it's a handmade card. So yeah, it's not quite the same at the sides either, but it's close. Close enough. Nicely done. Thank you, Sarah. It's all about that first one, right? If you get the first one on, then you'll be not too bad. So, okay, what are we going to put? Oh, here was my thought. This is the one of the new stamp sets that I mentioned. It's called Here Together, and I got the stamp set. There are also dies that cut this out, and I believe they cut out the hands. And there are other dies in the set. I didn't print it off. I should have, so I could have told you. There is also some black and white 6x6 designer series paper in this set. And this is where all of the new skin tone Stampin' Blends are. They're part of this whole new offering. So the stamp set and the dies, I'm not sure whether they are going to continue in the annual catalog now or not. They may be just a promotional item from now until till May. The Stampin' Blends, however, will continue into the new catalog. So they are just the new colors. And we used some of those when we colored some of our otters. So anyway, every act of kindness changes the world. What a wonderful sentiment. I love it. Oh, and by the way, it's brand new. So, instant tutorial on how to mount your stamps. So, I will just find this one, changes. So this is the one that we are going to use. So you likely know that you punch them out and they have a backing on the stamp. So I'm just going to pull that off. And then I am going to grab a block and I am going to go on the side with this is cut in the middle, the sticker sheet, but I'm going to pull the whole sticker off. So I've got the backing and the sticker and everything, pulling all of that off. And I am going to stick that onto my block. And then I am going to peel this backing off. So now this, the sticker where the words are, is very sticky. Okay, so you don't want to be playing around with that too much. Make sure you've got it lined up. So here's world, there's world. I'm going to turn it over and I am going to come in right over top and put that on there. And that way you will get your stickers mounted on your stamps perfectly every time. Okay. So I think, ooh, that's pretty tight. I don't know. If I turn it this way, that's pretty tight. I think I kind of need a little bigger one. So I did cut out a bigger one because I had been thinking I could put a sentiment on here and this could hover over top and be larger. And I was thinking that that would work. So I think that I am going to stamp on the bigger one. And maybe we will use Gorgeous Grape again. Or should we use Real Red? I don't know what Real Red would look. Okay, so look, we will we'll give this a try on one that I don't want to use that. That's all sticky glue. I'll put this on here. We'll try it in Real Red and see what we think. I could do both because I stamped two small or die cut two small ones. Don't think this is going to fit, but I think I might have it a little low as well. But looks like my red ink pad needs to be re-inked. Actually, this doesn't quite fit. That's a little better. Maybe I just didn't get it inked enough. I do think it needs to be re-inked though. And now I'm just stamping willy-nilly because I'm just trying to see the color. So there's that. Where's our other card here? There's what it looks like with the purple on it. Now I've got too many colors that we're looking at. I think it pops a little bit better with the Gorgeous Grape. Okay, I think I'll stick with Gorgeous Grape, but I'm going to leave this out so I remember to re-ink it so it's a little bit more vibrant next time I use it. Okay. Now, before we dive into the Gorgeous Grape, let's get rid of the Real Red. And now the sentiment should fit onto this one because this one is larger. See if I can get it centered. That will be the next challenge, right? Again, I might be a little bit low, but we'll see. It's a little crooked. It's not bad. I could live with it, but I do have a second side. So let's just give it a second try and see which one we like better. I didn't actually check because I hadn't put this whole thing onto my block. When I put my stickers on, I always try to set them down straight. I rarely get them down straight, but it doesn't matter for mounting them. That one's straighter. Okay. I think we're good. Clean this off. Here we go. Lorna, you like the grape as well. Good. And I know Sarah would vote for the gorgeous grape because she's already admitted that purple is her favorite color. So she's going to vote for that one, I would expect. So then I think I just pop that up on there with some dimensionals. And I think that's what we would do. And then I pulled out some ribbon, maybe a bow. Let's see, this is the double stitched satin ribbon from the annual catalog. Annual catalog? I think it was the annual catalog. The one, the sheer one that was in the fall mini, it has also carried over, so you can still get that one as well. So both of these Real Red ribbons are still available. If you're looking for some wonderful red for your Valentine's projects. Okay, Sarah, you're right. The gorgeous grape does pop more than the red. I will give you that. But even if it didn't, I think you would have still voted for the gorgeous grape. It's kind of like me with my blue. You know what? The blue always looks the best. I don't even know what you're comparing it to, but the blue looks the best. We're not using blue tonight though. So I will let you have your gorgeous grape. Not sure. It's not glued down yet. Nothing is glued down yet. So we can give that some thought. And I'm not sure about the bow. Maybe maybe a little you know, the little chevron-y thing. That might work better. Something like this off to the side. I think I like that better. The bow's not quite right, I don't think. But let's put this together. Did I get a card base for this? I did. We had a card base. Somewhere we had a card base. I'm getting too many products out and about. So I put this stamp set back in here. It will take up less space. There's our card base. We'll get this attached. Not sure why I had an extra red left over. I have a complete circle. Must have just cut an extra one. Not sure why, but okay. So I'm going to pop this up. So I could, in theory, put this on after, but I think it would be easier to put on now if we decide we want it. Kind of hold it because it's not stuck yet. Stick my finger there. What do we think? I think that's better than the bow, isn't it? How this bow didn't. The bow with the wide thing to me is not quite right. We're going to go with the chevron. Then the next question would be, should it be a little longer? Put it a little longer because I was wondering if it should dangle down there more. We'll cut it longer. Hopefully this is long enough to see. Bring this back. Yes, longer. Okay. What do you think? Is that long enough? Gosh, it could almost be a little longer, but I think I have a little wiggle room in there. Yeah, maybe right down near to the end, right? Okay, we're gonna go with that. So Just going to put some adhesive on here so that, and actually I might throw a glue dot onto the fold here just to hold everything in place. Here's something else that's running out. Look, I'm going to run out of all of my sticky stuff all at the same time. But I have more glue dots as well. Okay, and then this, now I just need to get it onto the right angle about there, I think. That will go on there, and that will sit up there. Maybe just a little bit. Okay, now I need some dimensionals on here. To get this guy popped up, I am going to put one of the dimensionals, if I can get it off of the paper, which I am struggling with. I'm going to put this right over some of the ribbon and the cardstock. So I'm just using that as a little extra, you know, secure the ribbon and stick it down kind of thing. And then I will add a few more dimensionals as well. Give it some stick and some pop, and we're good to go. Oh, no. Now I don't really like where I've got the ribbon. Well, I think that's where it's going. Just looks a little bit. See, I have it all too stuck together now. Anyway, there we go. I think that will work. There might even still be room for some gems on there. Yeah, maybe right in here. Maybe in here. Not sure. Have to ponder that. I think there's gems coming. But we will move on in the intro. I have one more to share with you. How are we doing for time here? Hopefully have enough time to finish this, because this was something that I've never done before. But I was, when I was getting stuff out, trying to figure out what we might use for embellishments tonight, I pulled out, first I pulled out the Gorgeous Grape ribbon. So this is the sheer ribbon in Gorgeous Grape. And then I thought, oh, well, maybe red. We might also want red. So this is the sheer ribbon in the Real Red. And then I thought, oh, well, I have Pale Papaya, and this is actually called Open Weave. It's not called sheer, so it's a little bit different, but it's sheer and it's very similar. So I thought, oh, wow, look, we've got sheer ribbon in all three of the colors that we're using. And I thought, what if I just use that on a card? I've never made a card that is sort of, there's always rooms for gems. See, Lorna, that's why I love you. We'll go back and fix that guy. But I've never done a card just with ribbon like this. So I thought, okay, that's what we're going to do. So it's going to be mostly white because we are just going to highlight the ribbon. And this may or may not work. We will see. It's an experiment because, as I said, I have never done a card that was sort of just ribbon. So I went back to this greenery dye again because I thought that would be something that we could mount the ribbon on that would give some interest to the background, but not be the focal. And I decided I was going to do this one landscape so that there was lots of ribbon, because ultimately I think I'm going to put the sentiment over top of it somewhere. And so then if it was this way, it would cover up a lot of the ribbon. So I think I'm going to put this one in the middle because it's very light and these two are much bolder. So we're going to start with the middle piece. I'm going to put some adhesive on both edges on the back so that we have something to secure it to. I guess I should cut my ribbon. I don't need it on the roll. It's not like I'm tying a bow or anything. So I'm just going to cut these to to fit. And then I can get the roll out of the way so I don't end up doing something really weird and sticking all sorts of things together that should not be stuck together. Always rooms for gems. Lorna, you are a wise, wise woman. Now, I have not cleaned the, if you ever use glue on a silicone mat and you want to clean it off, it just rolls off and then you can just throw it away. You can wash it as well. You can do whatever you want. The only thing you cannot wash off, I kind of think this was re-inker. I don't think it was marker. I think it was re-inker. And I was doing something and I had it on here and I got it onto the silicone mat and it actually stained the silicone, which I was sort of surprised about, but that's okay. It's smooth and it doesn't impact how it works at all. So I'm just going to lightly set that down there so that I can see roughly where I want this. Right about there should work. And then I'm just going to wrap this around both edges. It's very sticky on the back. And then we will come in with the red. I think I'm going to keep them fairly close together. Just a little gap. I think I would probably actually like this better with solid ribbon, but I don't, we have solid red. I'm not positive whether there's a solid pale papaya. There is not a solid purple, gorgeous grape, but could always make it with white ribbon. You can make any color ribbon you want. If you start with white and then you can just use your re-inkers or you can color it with your Stampin' Blends. But there we go. Okay, now it is quite loose because I didn't put glue dots under it or anything to hold it on the front because I wasn't sure where I was going to attach my sentiment, and being a sheer ribbon, you would see it. So I was thinking a hexagon, and I'm kind of thinking off to a side rather than the middle. I don't think I want it in the middle. I think off to the edge would be where it would work best. So set this up here, get this stamped. What shall we use for a sentiment this time? Oh, I had been thinking about sending someone a paper hug, sending you this paper hug. That would actually fit on the smaller one. Maybe I should use a bigger one and use this. I think thinking a bigger sentiment might work better. This is the through it together. Best way to get through things is together. That's kind of neat. That would more than fit on there. These are all quite small. These are great if you want something small. If you want something larger, then they're not necessarily your go-tos. Oh, we could make this one a sympathy one too. I think I have it mounted. I think that it would fit upside down, the same way it fits right side up, but it's easier to see. That would fit on there. And then we could just maybe put a little bit of gem around it. Okay, Sarah, we're going for the trifecta, the triple, it's not three strikes, it's what's three good things? We're using Gorgeous Grape ink again, is my message. So we'll just bring this in, little cushioning under there, and hope that I can get this straight and in the middle. Okay. Go. It's a beautiful thing rid of the ink. Okay, so knowing that I am going to put the sentiment on this edge, I can actually put glue dots underneath here just to help secure this and hold it a little flatter. So I'm going to do that. Hope there's 3 glue dots left on this roll. And just kind of lift it and tuck it under. This middle guy might be just a little tricky. There we go. And look, oh, this might be the very last one. Yes, it is, because these on the roll here will not work. Look at that. How is that for good timing? We're not using any more glue dots tonight. Actually, we can. I think there's some on the table behind me, but don't know that we need any more glue dots tonight. So that's a little bit crooked, but that is going to get covered. I think we're okay. Okay, so let's get this baby attached. Probably going to run out of Stampin' Seal now too, just to, you know, since everything will run out together. Isn't that what I said? This might be, oh. It still feels sticky, but it's not. Oh, yes. I think it has just run out. Look at that. But I have another one ready. Look, brand new one right here. There we go. It's not even, haven't even used it yet. So there we go. Hard base. Get rid of this. Get this down on here. Probably could have put this whole thing on with dimensionals. That might have worked. Too late now. But we will put this on with dimensionals for sure. So lots of white on this card. I kind of struggle with white space sometimes. And sometimes I see cards that have so much white and I look at them and I think, oh my gosh, that is just, it's beautiful. And then I make them and it's like, oh, look at all that white space. I have to put something in there. But I think this is going to have lots of interest, even though it has lots of white. And look, I didn't even frame this. This is just white, white on white on white. Oh, go. That into the middle. See, if it's not in the middle of your ribbon, it really is crooked. I thought it was straight, but I could see it wasn't in the middle, and it did look crooked. Okay, I think that's better. We go. Very different, but I like it. I like it. Now, again, maybe for this one, will we see the pearls? Not sure the pearls will really show up. This might need a little something other than a pearl. This may, in fact, be the rhinestone. Oh, the rhinestones in the ribbon, they're not really calling me that way. But we also have this one too. So we need something for him as well. What does this guy need? Polished dot. I kind of thought the polished dots were pink. Plain but very interesting. Yes, that's what I'm thinking, Lorna, that it's, you know, it's very sort of, it's a simple look, but it's kind of clean and elegant or something along those lines. Something I haven't used a lot of lately. The silver pearls, metallic pearls, those are silver. They also come in gold. Might work in gold too. There's the gold. those. They're kind of fun. Maybe we'll put some of those on there. And what about silver on here? Or maybe the opals. Do I have any opals in any of these? What do we have in here? It says iridescent. I don't think I want those. I don't think I have pearls in these packages. Let me grab my pearl or opals. Opal rounds. I think. Maybe not. Maybe. Bottom line, they're all gems, right? Like you can just use anything. How bad could it be? Maybe just one. So we'll make it a big one. Right there. Yeah. Okay. But now these in the gold, there's room for lots. Well, at least a few, right? So what do we think? I'm thinking we kind of decorate some of these hexagons, maybe all of the purple hexagons. And maybe the middle one too. Just because. Because I'm on a roll. Because these are small. They need more. This one just is being husky. He's stuck to my fingers. I think two kind of in line, isn't it? Enough, these guys are kind of in line, aren't they? That's not really working for me. When in doubt, just, move them around a little bit. There. Okay, that kind of works. I think I'll stop there. Get these out of the way. Look, another miscellaneous gem. Hands up anybody who ends up with gems and glitter all over them when they've been crafting, right? Do you find your gems in the, in the most ridiculous places? Yes. Okay, so look, 2 minutes to spare. But here we have 3 different cards using Real Red, Gorgeous Grape, and Pale Papaya. What a wonderfully interesting color combination. As I said, it's not something that I would have thought to do, but I really like it. I like how they turned out. It was fun to play with these colors. So thank you, ladies, for your suggestions. I think we definitely need to do a color challenge again sometime. Just because they turned out good. Yes, they did, didn't they, Donna? Sometimes we amaze even ourselves, don't we? But yeah, I like this color challenge. This was fun. So thank you for those of you that suggested the colors last week. We will we'll definitely do it again. I don't know whether we want to do a color challenge again next week, or maybe I'll find something a little different. We'll do something else. We'll switch it up and try something else. I don't know what, but we'll play with something and see where we end up. So we'll just have some good fun crafting together. So thank you so much for joining me. Have a wonderfully happy rest of your Monday evening. Have an awesome week, and we will talk to you all again soon. Good night for now.